Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Stay close to me, and you'll be safe.
How you guys doing? Today we're going to chat about the GA matchmaking, and overall I don't think it's awful. I think for the most part it's pretty good. I think it's really solid so far, but the main thing I want to hit on here is that it's not bad like I said, but it just is very inconsistent, I think. Okay, so now that we I'm telling you guys it's inconsistent, let's go chat more depth on that. So I'm not going to bore you guys going with the GA stats and looking at the whole Gear 13s and all like the mods and everything. For the mods, the Gear 12s and the top 80 whatever Gear 12s or whatever the whole thing is, everything there is fine for matchmaking. The problem here though, guys, is the difference in the gap of your character GP, so your tune GP, and the Gear 13s now. Those are two that I think if they can fix up on, the whole GA matchmaking will be 100% perfect and almost always will be just really good matchmaking every time. So to show you guys what it looks like so far, I have around 2.4 million character GP. This guy has 2.7, and that's a little bit off. I don't think it's crazy off. I can't compete with him. I did win this first round, but let's check out his Gear 13s. Was this round a good round for matchmaking or was it not? Okay, so this guy had 1, 2, so he had 7 Gear 13s to my 4. That's still really good in my opinion. I think the cutoff where it's really really not good and there's more advantage for the opponent is when it's more of like 7 to 8 or plus that, like even 10 or so. I know Urz was fighting somebody recently that he had like 2 Gear 13s and the guy that he was fighting had like 16. That is a huge advantage, and it just goes to show you that it does need a little bit more tweaking. And I just think those two really need to be fixed a little bit. Everything else is really good for the most part, but just making sure that the character GP is not way off and that the Gear 13 is not way off either. So now that we know that, let's go into some more. So this is the current round I'm having right now. Marax, he's a cool guy. Both these guys are really cool. So yeah, this is very similar as the first one. This guy's 2.7, I'm 2.4. Very doable for me to beat and compete with these guys. I am around 4 mil. These guys are all 4.4 plus million GP altogether. So these are very similar people I'm fighting in each GA. So let's see his Gear 13s. So this guy did have a little bit more. He's got 9 to my 4. Still doable in my opinion. Maybe you could argue the fact that if he would have Gear 13 more important tunes, it probably would have been a little bit tougher for me to get this win. Scoundrels aren't bad. I'm not saying they're not bad, but they shouldn't be your first Gear 13 in my opinion. You really should have gone on other people for offensive and defensively. You're going to be using GAs all the time, so I still think matchmaking is good for the most part, but let's now show you guys some pretty bad matchmaking that I've had in the past. Alright, so on screen here is a very bad matchmaking in my opinion, okay? This is probably the worst I've had, and all the others aren't crazy bad, but this one in particular goes to show you that the matchmaking is not on point. So we're going to hit on the tune GP and the difference there. So this guy has a whole 400k more than me, and I think that's really big. He has 4.7 altogether. This guy, for having 4.7 million GP, is very lean in his roster. And yeah, he does have, let's see, down here, he only had, at the time of me doing this GA, he only had 5 to my 3, so we were very similar there. But the biggest thing was him being in Division 1, but, Division is now in GA matchmaking doesn't mean crap. It just is, it's more based on your whole overall roster and your mods and stuff like that. But the biggest thing, in my opinion, and why they shouldn't have matchmated me with this guy is that not only was he in Div 1, but this guy was ranked 156 in Div 1. And comparing that to me in Division 2, I was ranked 6,404. That just does not add up to me at all, guys. And that is one of the things they should really fix on. And they shouldn't have you ranked against like the top dogs when you're like way low in the ranks. And crossing divisions I guess doesn't matter too much, but if they can kind of fix that, that would be awesome. But really the main points here are the tune GP and the Gear 13s. And this, it was very similar, but I'm fighting somebody that is super lean for his GP. He has more roster depth than me, and I just got outbeat. I just couldn't hang with him, man. All right, just to show you his in-game stuff, all the same stuff here. Just his roster and why he was at a bigger advantage than me was that his entire roster was super lean and he had all the right tunes here. At the time of me fighting this guy, I didn't have Gear 13 Grievous. He did, and his bugs were pretty solid. He's got a really solid Kira team, and I just don't have enough, depth in my roster to be able to put really good teams on defense and put good teams on offense. This guy was able to do both of that, and that kind of made me lose this one. Maybe I misplayed it. I did in like my stream a while back versus this guy. I did misplay a little bit, but really all in all, I think that matchmaking is close to being perfect, and just a little bit of the changing here would really help out quite a bit. So outside of the GA matchmaking, I just want to hit up on some of the feats here. I think feats for the most part are kind of good. There are some feats I just don't like at all. And the ones that I don't like at all are the ones that are like this one here, the Fist of the Separatists. 250 of these things here, what are they called? The championship score. So that kind of helps you getting, higher up in the divisions and better ranks. And having to, defeat different units in the GAs with Separatists is really annoying. And in my roster, I don't have good Separatists to use. And if I even do, I'm not going to be using them on offense when they're a lot better defensively, and with me having to fight people that are higher up in the GP than me, I need to have as much defense as possible. So that reason, I don't like these feats. I would much rather have it be based on what you have and what you can really use to pull off in these GAs. I don't think it's going to be based like that. It's going to be just, this is the feat for now, and hopefully you can complete it. If you can't, it's too bad. I'm not going to be able to complete this one. I know with Gear 13 Grievous and some other droids, you can really pull off this feat versus the Night Sisters. I just, at a time of, this feat, lasting this long, I shouldn't have any good my Separatists. They were not really up to par. I couldn't use them. So in this regards, I don't think feats are that great. For the most part, though, they're pretty good. I do enjoy, just being able to play the GA the way I want to and completing, these other feats like just clearing out territories, winning in undersized battles, stuff like that. Just so you're playing normally, you're getting some good rewards, and you're ranking up as well. Another thing here, guys, is for future GAs, they've got to be introducing, ships into it. They can't just be going after, just straight up characters. So honestly, until they do that, they shouldn't be, keeping in mind the character GP or the ship GP at all. I think if they do, it's just the matchmaking is gonna be stupid. It should just be straight off of the characters, and if they were to do, ship and characters, then they could do it just with both of them. But if they're gonna do just one, just do that one. If they're gonna just do characters, just look at the characters. Don't look at the ships really at all. I just don't find that to be, a good way to go about it. And I think just worrying about, for now, the characters only GP, that should be a lot better off, and the ship shouldn't even be coming into play at all, like whatsoever. So that's just how I think about that. So just to wrap this up, guys, comparing this to the old GA without the championships, that old GA that we had a little bit ago, I think it was it's now kind of flip-flop. It used to be more for the leaner GP guys. They had a huge advantage over the other people that didn't have good lean GPs. But now it's kind of flip-flopped, I think, a little bit. I think more it's towards people that have bigger rosters are now having a bit more advantage over the people that are leaner that are having to fight these guys. But you could, argue the fact that if you're lean, you know what you're doing, you have a really good chance of winning. But still, I still think that the people with more rosters and more, characters and teams to use do have bigger advantage over you. And on top of that, the Gear 13s that we talked about really do make a huge advantage for the opponent. So it kind of is flip-flopped in a sense, but with these couple changes, I think that this whole matchmaking can be perfect and would just, favor almost everybody in having really even matches and just having the whole GAC experience to be super, super awesome and really fun. So yeah, that's kind of how I think about it right now, guys. I am currently, what is this division here? Let's see, it's the one right before Rhodium. So here it is, Chromium. I'm in Chromium right now. I'm close to Rhodium. And I kind of want to be, Rhodium to Kyber. I want to get those nice rewards. So yeah, I think, for the most part, the matchmaking is a good spot. I still think they can get it, a little bit better, more, tweaked. So more people do not get, super just screwed over. Because I know there's some people out there that do get screwed over that are leaner. I know Urz, he's not getting the best matchups. He's just, one of the guys I know that I've been watching that has not been having the best matchups. But I do think with these changes, it'll be a lot better experience for everybody. So that's it for today, guys. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you guys give it a like, share with others, and sub for more type of content for SWGoH. We have a Discord and Patreon. Go check out those two. And I think that's it for now, guys. I love the GA, and I'll do more videos for that. But that's it for today, guys, and I'll see you later.
Nice.